What's up, gays? Welcome to another Salty Circus. This is not my monocle. It's a new one. It's fake. So I started this channel about probably coming up on a year now soon. So I just wanted to share some updated thoughts here, okay? Cosette, why are you dressed like a vampire? I'm not a vampire. I'm a witch who runs a circus. Get it right. I'm also a clown. And I'm also an idiot. So I need you guys to stop humping rainbows for a second and just listen. I feel like I need to address some new thoughts, some changing thoughts, some updated thoughts about the gay. You might know this guy, David Cox. What's his name? I don't know. David? Whatever. Obviously that's not his real name, but it kind of sounds like that. And I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of putting up his real name or him in the thumbnail or him in the title. Not going to give it to him. Because attacking someone like me using 50% name calling, 20% telling me I'm wrong without hardly any explanation, 20% strawman, and then 10% actual good points, and then pretending not to see my invitation for a live debate either means you're a quivering pansy, or you just want me to share your name out there because I have a larger following than you. My advice? Lay off the soy. Tea does body good, my friend. Also, don't start what you're too afraid to finish. The first thing I want to say is, you're right. You're right. I should never say I have gay friends before debunking LGBT ideology. Because I shouldn't be afraid to voice my opinion proudly, even if all my friends are gay. Push me to the edge, all my friends are gay. You're right. You're right. I shouldn't have to feel like I need a crutch or a get out of gay free card to feel safe about sharing my opinion. 'Cause damn it, I'm alpha and I stand alone if I need to. And I'm just fine. You're right. My values are my values, regardless of who my friends are. So moving into my next topic here, gay marriage. Yes, my views on that haven't changed. Surprised? Still against it. Still stand by my values. Now, I could come at this from a religious perspective, but I don't, like I've said in other videos before, I don't like to speak subjectively on religion while at the same time talking about politics. I just think it's a cheap argument and it doesn't convince anybody of anything. And yes, sexuality has been politicized. Thank you. Now, I hear very often, why are you so against two people loving each other? It's not about that. It's never been about that. I don't care who you love or don't love, and I don't care what crazy bedroom shenanigans you and your whoever's are up to in the middle of the night or day. In fact, I don't want anything to do with it. So that's not the issue. The issue is, why are you so against a child deserving both a mother and a father? Another one is always, how does it affect you? 'Cause all my favorite cartoon shows are now vehicles for your agenda. Adventure Time, which was my absolute favorite show on earth, made Marceline and Princess Bubblegum gay for each other. You canceled Flapjack because it was too scary, but you can corrupt my ex-favorite cartoon show to push your views on my unborn children who I love? When you're okay with using your sexuality that you're so proud of as a political weapon, just how valuable can it be? Psychology. When someone obsesses over something so much, it usually means they're lacking in that area. Why is being gay or bi or pan or demi or lovato such a huge factor in your personality? Probably because you're not comfortable with it. That usually means there's something else going on. And I'm not saying that to be dehumanizing or derogatory. I'm speaking as someone who has years of experience in these types of issues. Here's an example. One of my friends, I don't know how much he would appreciate me sharing his real name on here, but I'll use the nickname that our group kind of has for him, Column. He's asexual. I've known him for years, never seen him with a girl, never seen him with a guy, never seen him show any interest in either. Really. Okay, here's Column, okay? Wasn't the first thing I knew about him. Doesn't talk about it ever, aka doesn't obsess over it. In fact, after a few years of knowing him, I just was trying to figure it out, and I literally had to ask him, pulled him aside privately, and I was like, Column, what are you? No rainbows, no flags. Doesn't allow his sexuality to determine his personality. Is not an SJW. Does not consider himself LGBTQAIIPPW-3B². Obviously comfortable about his sexuality. And now here's all the ones you see today. You know, all the ones that are all up in your face, the ones that you first think of when you hear gay. Wants you to know about it because it's important. Obsesses over it. Brings it up every single day in almost every conversation. Rainbow, everything. Sexuality determines personality. Hardcore SJW. Is the sexuality bi times the square root of x squared? I don't know. Falls somewhere along the spectrum of sexualities. And probably also genders. You know? All two of them. Because there's only two. Obviously not comfortable with their own sexuality. Word of advice? End up more like Column. He just sits there and plays video games. He's the best. If you're watching this, Column, I love you. And I miss you. How are you? How's your family? Moving on. David Cox accuses me of using straw men for my arguments, but then proceeds almost immediately with straw man arguments against me. He says, and I quote, "If a gay bakery opened and refused to make a cake for a straight couple, suddenly you don't be pro-free market." Listen, you little idiot. Joke's on you. I'd never support a gay bakery with my hard-earned money that I would use to spend on my straight, traditional, conservative wedding with guns and God and love. Oh, he's so mad. Look at him. He hates it. He hates it. And even if I did, and your little fantasy that keeps you calm at nighttime actually happened, I'd respect their right to refuse service to me because that's what a free market is. I'm not socialist, sorry to disappoint, but I'm not gonna sit there and hold a gay bakery at gunpoint, forcing them to serve me and make me a cake for my straight wedding, stripping them of their right to refuse, of their right to choose, their right to fail and lose money just because they turned away a straight customer. I can also say that if that gay bakery owned a gun, we wouldn't even make it to that point, but that's another issue. It all boils down to treat people how you want to be treated. If I owned a bakery and refused to make a cake for a gay couple, then I would have to expect the same thing back. I'm not some socialist psycho. I'm not gay. May I also remind you, sir, who it was who hid from a debate invitation. I think that's all I have for right now. Obviously, you can see some thoughts have changed, and some thoughts have, stayed the same, and some I just simply needed to reiterate. So I just thought I'd share, because it's been a whole year, and so I just kind of wanted to share, where I was at now. Like and subscribe for more videos like these, or make a video response and then hide from me because you know I'm the alpha dog. And with that, I bid you all adieu. Oh, and Gavin, there's still only 2 genders.